This is Nick the Quick, and I have two very interesting guests with me today. Two young ladies that really I had a lot of fun with this year. Erin Frank and Katie Murray, the co-captains of Toms River East girls basketball team. You had to be there to enjoy these young ladies, and not only are they very good basketball players, but they just were a lot of fun to be around. And Katie, you were a person who I would say was one of the top motivators that I've ever seen. And as a player and as a person that got that East team rolling, at the beginning of the season, did you ever think your team was going to go to the championship game in the States? And I know you lost by 1 point, and everybody knows that it was a heartbreaker. And to me, you guys really won it because I thought you were cheated. And you know I'm not afraid to say it. Everybody else is afraid to say you were cheated. Well, you were cheated. And did you ever think you'd get that far?
At the beginning of the season, we knew that we had a lot of potential, and we knew that we had to come up with something to get our team going. And so, you know, we knew that we had it in there, but we weren't sure if we were going to get there. But we're happy that we did.
Now, you personally had to have a satisfying season because, you know, everybody knows the story of the year before. Actually, you didn't finish out the season, and people didn't know if you were going to come back to the team. Everybody wanted you back, and of course, your good friend Erin Frank, who you were co-captains with, talked you to coming back. Everybody knows that story. You came back, and of course, you and Coach Ed Kenny made up, and it turned out to be like a dream season. And at the banquet, you got a whole bunch of awards and you got a whole lot of praise for coming back. And how did that all come about?
Well, I think that the year that after I quit, I think I grew up a lot, and I think that I realized that you have to work with your coach, and I think that both me and Mr. Kenny got a bit of a change of attitudes, and you know.
Really worked out for you, didn't it?
Right.
And you know, hon, the one thing that I found out about you was that you really enjoyed basketball, and I didn't know you the year before, and of course, people don't know that your uncle and I were very good friends at Seton Hall when we met each other at the school. And Vinny, of course, was at Seton Hall for the 4 years when I was there, and we were good friends. And he went to all the games. And in our freshman year, actually, we were on the same intramural teams and stuff because, as I told you, our freshman team didn't play varsity, so we could play intramurals and different things. And we had a lot of the same friends. And Vinny, of course. Being your uncle, I think he stopped in during the year and we just missed each other, but you and I became very good friends through that, and you know, and then I saw you start playing, and you did contribute a lot to the team, and then you guys really became a unit in a special way, and you developed some goals. Tell the viewers and the kids out there about these goals you had.
Well, we had to bring everyone together, and so we set up the goal that we wanted to be unified first. We wanted to all be friends. And then our second goal, through that unity, would bring us to winning, which is our second goal.
So you unified first, and you know that what the people don't realize is this same team, you had everybody back. You didn't lose one player. Right. As a matter of fact, you were the only player that came back to add to this team that the year before was like 8 and 16 is the team that goes to the state championship game. So it is really a rare accomplishment.
Right. And excellent season.
Excellent season. The other part of this duo, of course, is Erin Frank, and this young lady, there she is over there, the smiley one. She always got that smile. And Erin, I mean, you had the most unbelievable season a player could have. You went from a junior that was basically a rebounder and a defensive player to a player with firepower, and but people don't realize how hard you worked. Tell them what you did, what we did since May, basically, to almost, well, right up to November when your season started, how hard you worked.
Yeah, we just did a lot of shooting. Yeah.
And I think from May on, you were taking almost, what, 300 to 500 shots a day. Did you, was there ever a time when you got tired?
I don't think so.
No, you liked that, didn't you? And your shot really improved, because that was the only part of the game of all the reports that I was getting from the coaches and from all the people that were coming around, because you had a lot of critics in the college ranks that they said you couldn't shoot. And I was watching you when I started working with you. I just thought that was completely ridiculous. You could shoot, it just was basically you didn't get a chance to shoot outside much, did you?
Right. This year I had a lot more opportunity to move around and play outside and play inside. So Mr. Kenny was able to work with me with letting me shoot outside and stuff.
The offense opened up more, didn't it, this year?
Yeah. Mhm.
Because the way your offense ran, I saw that the first pass, Mr. Kenny let you go up to the top of the key a lot more, didn't he? And you got a chance to shoot some threes. Did you feel more comfortable shooting this year?
Yeah, definitely. I had a lot more confidence behind my shot.
And you actually, again, zones, you went to the corner a little bit, didn't you?
Mhm.
What do you think for college? You think you're gonna? What do you think you're gonna be? I think you're a natural three. What do you think?
Yeah, probably like a 3-4.
And you're going to the College of New Jersey.
Mhm.
What do they need?
They need another forward, and they're like they want a 4 forward rotation. So that's what I'll be.
You're
Like
going to be at the
swing.
4 spot
Yeah, swing
and a
3-4.
3 swing.
Mhm.
Well, that's your natural position.
Yeah.
And what you were telling me during the year while they were recruiting you, because you were recruited by a lot of schools, is that they're going to bring you along slowly. You don't have to come in and help them out right away as the #1 player, correct?
Right.
And you like that?
Mhm.
Because at East, actually, you were brought along pretty slow. Your first year, you were what, sixth player off the bench?
Yeah.
And then your sophomore year, you started, correct?
I didn't start all the time, but by the end of the season I did.
And then in your junior year is when you filled into the lineup and really put the big numbers on the board. Junior year, you were leading rebounder in the conference, in the short conference.
Mhm.
And then this senior year, you put it all together. Where were you in rebounding this year?
Maybe like 3rd or 4th down, somewhere around there.
And in scoring, you were like in the top 5.
I'm not quite sure about the top 5, but I was maybe in the top 10.
And in the beginning, of course, when before people started really keying on you, I think you were leading the short
Yeah,
about
I
the
was
first
for a while.
there, and then of course people started double and triple teaming you. And what people don't know is your team started getting better. The other kids started scoring more.
Yeah.
Like Ainley got better, and of course Esther, Brittany, she really started playing good.
Mhm.
Maybe you could tell the viewers a little bit about Brittany.
Well, Brittany developed a position more than just point guard. She does wanted to score now, and that opened up a lot for us because then people wouldn't just concentrate on me being the only scorer. We had a more balanced scoring from Brittany and Kaylin, and by Brittany moving over to more of an offensive threat, Katie got to take the point guard more, and it worked out well.
It did. At the end of the season, I thought that you were a balanced 5. I thought you guys could put almost 4 people in double figures, and then Katie would dish out as the point guard. What'd you think?
Yeah.
You think that worked well?
Mhm.
And I thought that was the key to your success, really.
Yeah.
Because your first 5 games, you were getting 20 and 25 and almost 30, but your team was easy to defend. Everybody was just getting on you, if you remember.
Yeah.
Now let's get back over here to my girl, Katie. Now, Kate, I thought the key to this team, believe it or not, was I thought that you guys had a great defense. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we all played defense well. It all came naturally to us all. Kaylin is very quick on defense, and Brittany is just a bulldog out there. And
Tell about when I used to yell, antelopes, antelopes.
yes.
That used to drive you nuts, right?
Well, we all were a very quick bunch of girls, and all of us could move our feet well. I mean, Megan included, and very quick.
Very quick, and they had to look up what antelopes were. When we first got together, they didn't really know what antelopes were, and then they had to look up in it, and an antelope was very quick on their feet. And these kids, you were really natural defensive players. You and Brittany could shut down anybody in the backcourt, and then you bring Ainley into the mix, and she was as fast as the guards.
Right.
And Megan, I thought Megan was a real fine addition to the mix. Tell us about Megan. I mean, she did some unbelievable job after, who was it we lost in the middle of the season? Well, so she changed schools. What's her name?
Erin Snyder.
Erin.
Yeah.
Changed schools. Megan comes into the mix, didn't miss a beat. I thought actually she was unbelievable.
Megan really stepped it up. She gained a lot more confidence, and I think that's really what we needed. I mean, she did an outstanding job along with Melissa Kane,
Yeah.
who also stepped
Melissa,
up.
that's who I was thinking.
Right.
Melissa Kane, too, who in the Absagami game made the 3 shots
Right.
in state
Came in
tournament.
off the bench.
She always came in off the bench and gave us what we needed.
She come off the bench and shot him down. Erin, I have to give this question to you. As a senior, did you ever think that this team would do these things?
I knew that we had the potential to, but I also knew that we had the year before we had like a lot of conflicting personalities and a lot of like internal problems. And I knew that in order for us to be successful this year, Katie and I had talked about it, that we needed to, we needed to all get along and like actually enjoy what we were doing in order for us to like be successful. And I really think that's what it really had to do with, that we all wanted to win together and we wanted to keep playing. And towards the end of the season, we had said many times, like, we wish basketball season could just go on forever.
I know you guys enjoyed that to no end. Tell us about those pasta parties and those things you used to have.
Yeah.
I mean, as a team, you used to have a lot of functions, right?
Yeah.
We had a great time as a team.
As a team, I would say that you had something at Christmas. You just had something at, well, almost you had the sleepovers, like you had a sleepover to start the season.
We had the big unity sleepover. That was
You
our
had the
big
big
sleepover.
unity sleepover. That was the one, right? That got you all rolling.
And you had an excellent pasta party for us also.
Oh, we had one at our house,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that was a good pasta party. I thought that was good. But here's the game that, and we have to talk about this game. Come on, let's talk about it and let's get it off our chest. That Cherokee game stunk. I mean, you guys got robbed. How did it feel as players? I mean, the game goes. I'll set it up here as the announcer because you know that's me. I like to
Right.
announce. You know that, girls. But I mean, you guys trailed the whole game. We didn't lead in that game once until you stepped to the foul line with 24 seconds. And how did it feel when you went to the line with 24 seconds? You pick it up from there. What happened?
Well, as I was at the foul line, I just want to mention I was saying money in the bank, like Mr. Workman taught me to. But after I made my last foul shot, we were up by 1, and we went down, and the ball, it was a jump ball, so it was inbound. They inbounded the ball, and my girl, I think, had caught the ball, and she shot up, like, I got a piece of her shot, so I blocked her shot, and I think another girl on our team rebounded it, or got the interception, and I think before the buzzer went off, supposedly she had traveled with the ball. So after we were done celebrating, the ref called us back and said that the game was not over and that we had to put the amount of time on the clock. And they actually couldn't get the correct amount of time on the clock, so they just settled for an incorrect time, which gave them the other team more time to score. So the other team, Cherokee, inbounded the ball at half court and chucked up a shot, and we supposedly fouled them. The girl went to the foul line and made both of her shots, so we go from winning the state sectional championship and then 2 seconds later to losing it. So it was really hard.
Yeah, I know, and what they did was, what people don't realize, because they couldn't get 1.9 seconds up on the clock, they put 2.7. I don't know how they went from that number. They couldn't get the number up. They should have went to 2 seconds. They went to 2.7, a number they could get up on the clock. I mean, it was completely out of control, that thing. I mean, we were celebrating out there. We won the game and everything, and you know, and then they put a number up, and the foul was out of this world because Kaylin was in back of the girl. The shot hit the top of the box. Didn't even come close to the basket.
It was really ridiculous.
I mean, it was unbelievable. The whole series and sequence was out of this world. And the shot that you blocked went down to half court. Megan grabs the ball. It was nowhere near them. They even were walking off the court. They know we beat them. And I mean, it just was a series of events that one thing led to another, led to another. I mean, there were 3 or 4 things where they could have just finished that game and let it run. But you kids played a great game, you know, Kate? And you had a couple steals in that game where we were going 92 that night, remember?
Yeah.
I was calling Tora. You guys know what that meant, Tora? Remember when I was yelling Tora? That's attack in Japanese. Remember when they were attacking Pearl Harbor? That night I was giving you some Japanese. Attack. But I mean, that comeback was unbelievable. You never were ahead in the game until you made those 2 foul shots. And then that whole sequence, and I think even on the radio, when our viewers were listening back in Toms River, I don't think anyone there even understood what was going on. All the reports that I get back on this game, there's 100 different variations of it. But just for your own comfort, that to me, we won that game. Let's get to some good things. Where are you going to college?
The College of New Jersey.
And what are you taking up?
I'm going to major in engineering management.
How you feel about that?
Good.
I know you wanted to do engineering your whole career. That's all you talked about all year because some of the schools you looked at were Colgate. You looked at, where some of the other schools you had this year?
There was like a lot of schools locally, like Rowan and Elizabethtown, Westchester.
Franklin and Marshall, I know you went out. I mean, you looked at some really good schools, and you're sold on this engineering. So are you ready?
Mhm.
I know you took the extra courses for math, right? Was it for math you took the extra courses, or what?
Yeah. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I mean, like, you know, math is a big thing for engineering. Are you
Yeah.
ready?
Mhm.
'Cause, I mean, I don't know. I know that engineering is a lot of math. Are you ready?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you, Providence?
Yes, yes, Providence.
All right, the Friars.
Mhm.
And what do you want to do there?
I'm going to major in accounting.
Accounting?
Mhm.
Want to make a lot of money, huh?
Yes.
Katie Lee wants to make some bucks, and Aaron wants to build some bridges or something, huh?
Not really, but.
Not really?
That's not what you really need to do, but. that's
What do you
okay.
want to build?
Well, you don't really build stuff. It's,
Or what do you do with engineering?
well, engineering management's more business related, but it's a blend of industrial engineering and business engineering.
Oh, okay. Business and, you know, girls, I did send your pictures and all that stuff to 17 and to Teen.
Mhm.
And
How'd that work out?
well, I only heard back from one of them. We got shot down by one, but I'm waiting for the other one. What do you think we would have done with that?
No.
You know how crazy I am sending all that stuff around. Wouldn't that have been great when you
Yeah.
sent me all those pictures of the prom? What was that that you sent me those pictures? Was that that was the formal?
That was the
That was the
formal,
winter formal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what's a winter formal? You formally get winterized or something? I
Yeah,
don't know.
we wear dresses, like,
And you sent me those pictures with the basketballs and
right.
everything?
Mhm.
That was really cool.
And then a helicopter came to pick us up.
Oh, it did?
Mhm.
Oh, you got the helicopter come down,
Yep.
picked you up, and took you to the winter formal.
Mhm.
Very good, Katie. I'm so proud of you. You know, the best ride I ever had in my life was in a helicopter.
Really?
Really?
Oh, my God.
Who were you riding with?
I was riding with the governor. It
Really?
was really fun, yes. In that days, it was Governor Byrne. It was the greatest ride I ever had. I went from the Playboy Club up North Jersey, yes, all the way down here.
The
in
Playboy Club?
Yes, there was a Playboy Club at Lake Great Gorge. Did you know that in New Jersey?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm telling you, woman, it was really fun. Isn't it great?
That's
Mhm.
exciting.
That is exciting.
If I had money, I always said I was going to get a helicopter. Helicopter Hellings is the name of the guy.
I love helicopters.
I do too. It's one of the
I've never been in a helicopter before.
Never?
No.
Oh, we're going to have to get you one.
Yeah.
When you get out of college, I'm going to get you a helicopter ride,
Okay,
right?
sounds good.
Now, I have to ask you, because you guys have played basketball your whole lives, what would you tell those youngsters out there, Aaron, as to why you participated in sports? Now, you're a two-sport star, right?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say star, but
Yeah, you are. You're a star.
thank
I
you.
call you a star.
What I would say would be, don't play a sport for any other reason than for the love of the sport. Don't play because people want you to play, or don't play because you're supposed to play, or you should only play because you love the sport, and then you'll be successful.
Play because you like it?
No, not because you like it, because you love it.
You love it.
Yes, it has to be. You have to love the sport. Be
Right.
dedicated to it.
Very good.
Mhm.
Did you? When did you start playing?
I started with Mr. Murphy, maybe in first grade.
First grade?
Yeah.
And you loved it then?
I think I was kind of just feeling it out, seeing, how it was, and going to Mr. Murphy's every Saturday and Sunday, and then eventually just, became part of my life.
What do you think that college is going to be harder than high school or easier? What's your feel on that?
Well, I think that it's going to be hard for time management as far as, balancing out school and basketball, but like anything, it's like a new challenge. You have to see if you can handle it.
Are you going to miss East basketball?
Yeah. Mhm.
Because you really did have some good years there.
Yeah, I will.
You personally, you won every award that come down the pike at East, didn't you? Right?
I don't know.
You got a collection at that place, right? Are you going to miss? Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I could see you missing it, really.
Yeah,
really.
I'll miss the team. I'll miss the coaches, and I had a really good relationship with
You-
Mr. Kenny and all the coaches, and I'll miss that next
You
year.
guys had a really nice banquet. Did you enjoy that banquet?
Yes.
And when you had that thing at the end of the night, it was really nice, I thought. It was a great banquet this year. How about you, young lady? Why would you tell those youngsters out there to play sports or basketball, or you play another sport too, don't you? Did you play other sports?
I play lacrosse.
Right now?
No,
Or you
I
did?
did, yeah.
Okay, tell them why you play.
As Aaron said, Aaron really summed it up nicely, the love of the game. And, I always had fun just being surrounded by everyone playing and wanting to win. And I thought that was one of the best things in sports. And our team this year really made you want to go out and play there. I mean, that loss, we weren't just upset about the loss, we were upset about not seeing our teammates every single day. I mean, it was very hard to let go of that.
How did you two became really good friends with this team, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Aaron and I used to hate each other.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You guys were always together this year.
Yeah.
Well, that was like 2 years ago. Actually, before. Yeah.
Really?
Like
Well,
right after I
yeah,
quit,
right.
we kind of became friends. It was kind of awkward.
And then this year you were inseparable.
Yep.
And you just planned all this stuff. It was really wonderful. Do you think that when you go away to college, you'll still be buddies?
Yeah.
How's that work out?
Definitely.
Well, especially if she. Yeah.
Has a shot maybe going to the college in New Jersey?
Right.
Well, I'm going to get on a horn for you with that one, young woman.
Okay.
Oh, we get this stuff. So you really feel that to play sports you have to love it, both of you.
Definitely.
So you don't play for your parents, you don't play for the team, you play because you personally like it.
Right.
So in that vein, for the kids out there, it takes the pressure off you.
Right.
So what do you know, like it's tough because we tell kids, you know, sometimes I see that kids really don't enjoy sports. Some kids don't. They just do it because their parents want them to do it or you know, because they're forced into do it. So what do you tell those kids?
I would tell them to have a serious talk with their parents and.
Straighten them out.
Right.
Get into something they like.
Exactly.
Maybe join the band, but participate in something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Eric?
Yeah. I agree with Katie.
I like that, but they got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they're the art club, play a good instrument. I saw a good movie the other night, something with the orchestra at some kind of town or something, where the whole town got into it. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something for kids. Great. You guys were great. And you used to be great today.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank
women.
you.
And you're always beautiful as ever. And remember, kids, just don't go out and watch a game on television or watch it in the stands. Get out and participate. Stay off that alcohol and drugs. Nick the Quick signing off. We'll see you next week.